Okay, sorry about that. Everything is set and everything is recording. Hey, what's happening, all my dragonlings and all you invisible people? Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the gaming news. I am your host, Damian Dragon, and welcome to our little hut. Yes, I am back. I am back. My reign has back and pending. It's still doing good. I am still your host. Thank you to 2E5 for last week when he came in and took over the gaming news for me personally. As I promised, I was I was among one of you guys. I I sat there and watched, and he did pretty good. The volume was a little short, but I can understand he was, and I believe he still is a little sick. So I hope he gets back to feeling a little bit more better very soon. So I thank my brother for getting everything done. So I appreciate you, Tui. But I'm back. I'm still have my little greedy little fingers all over this, and I hope everyone enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. I've got a lot from the birthday wishes from a couple of our viewers and subscribers. Thank you guys so much. I had a lovely birthday, and I had a lovely time, my lovely day off. So, we have a lot to cover today. Today we have something on the PS5, we have something on the Xbox Series X, and we have something on Cyberpunk 2077. So let's not waste any more time and get right into the news. But beforehand, we have our little, gaming Tron back. So, here's what we're going to do. First off, the PS5. The wonder and miracle that is. The PlayStation 5 is still going around, and people still think they don't need one. But that's okay. So, this is from Kotaku.com, and this is written by Nathan Grayson, and he writes, "You still don't need a PlayStation 5. So, let's talk about it. He writes, "It's been 6 months since the PlayStation 5 came out, and yet the Seto Kaiba action figure that can also run high-end video games remains comically hard to come by. For a while, this irked me. I wanted to be part of the new console generation, the Zeitgeist. So I obviously watched the Twitch channel dedicated to restock updates and even considered buying from a reseller. Then I got to thinking about what I'd actually do if I had a PS5 to call my own. Not much, it turns out. The PS5 has some dope features like highly tactile controller, triggers, and the ability to jump into different parts of a game at the push of a button. But banal as it might be to say this, I can't think of a single game currently out or soon to be released that makes me want to shell out $500 or significantly more if I go to the resale route. Like, what are we really looking at right now? Astro's Playroom is a tech demo. Spider-Man Miles Morales is on PS4. Demon's Souls is a solid remaster, but hardly earth-shaking. Returnal seems neat, but it's the kind of game I could play now or years from now. I'm not stressed about it. The games I'm most interested in are around the corner, but even they are not urgent must-plays in my book. Ratchet & Clank and Rift Apart looks very good, but it's a part of a series whose heyday was 3 console generations ago. Final Fantasy, I believe this is 13, well, Final Fantasy 12 V is, no, that's Final Fantasy 7. The Final Fantasy 7 remake, Integrate, means more Final Fantasy 7 remake, which I am admittedly desperate for, but it's still ultimately DLC for a game I already finished on the PS4. For now, those are the big ones. Horizon Forbidden West seems like it might come out this year, but it's also going to be on PS4. God of War Ragnarok looks to be the PS5 first truly heavy hitter, but for now it's only got a vague 2021 release date, and that's not guaranteed to hold firm. Given that COVID has turned the video game release date calendar into a giant slip inside, I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge smaller intrigues like Kena Bridge of Spirits, but again, that one and others are also coming to PS4. I'm not complaining. I'm actually pretty into this state of affairs, especially when a new console is scarce and expensive. I'm happy to not need one. In the colloquial sense, because nobody actually needs any video game consoles. Very true. But of this is by design, given how many games Sony is intentionally releasing on PS4 and PS5. I appreciate that approach. The rest comes down to the simple fact that neither next gen console has a great game lineup right now, and while the PS5 is undeniably stronger, it still lacks depth. That's maybe not the easiest pill for current owners to swallow, but it works out well for those of us who can't get our hands on one. And I'm gonna leave that here. There actually is a lot more to this. Actually, no, there's just one more paragraph left. I can read it. Yesterday, as a part of an investor presentation, Sony called this its best ever post-launch lineup, which is debatable, and yet, despite the relative lack of games that necessitate the pricey upgrade, people are still searching feverishly for PS5s, even entering raffles, some of them sketchy, or buying at inflated prices. If that sounds like you, let me offer some reassurance. You still don't need a PS5. You're honestly not missing out on much. Use the money on something else. Spend it on a cheap vacation, student loans, or a dog. Any dog. It doesn't even have to be your dog. That's my advice to you, would-be PS5 owners. Give a dog $500. Someday you'll thank me. And to be honest, I really couldn't agree more. In all honesty, the PlayStation 5 isn't a must at the moment. The PS5 lineup is still shaky at best at the moment. No one needs to be shelling out $500 at the moment. I personally have given up for a while now. And actually, as you've seen, I've actually, decked up my room a lot more. I've gotten myself a new desk. I'm going after a new TV. I'm getting a new setup. I'm getting some new stuff that I was saving money for a PlayStation 5 that I'm not going to be able to get my hands on until I inevitably put out $800 for a resale, which I'm not going to need for a little while. So personally, to be honest, that this man is right. You do not need a PlayStation 5 right now or any next-gen console because nothing substantial is going to be coming to it until later on, until 2021, 2022, or even later if things seem fit. So I do want to continue going on a little bit further. So let's move on to our next thing here, which is the Xbox Series X. I know I'm moving at a faster pace, but you know how I am. The Xbox Series X is still pretty powerful, and even this still says the Xbox Series X hasn't reached its potential. This is written by Vic Hood. This is also from www.techradar.com, and he writes, Xbox Series X 6 months on, a powerful console that still hasn't reached its potential. The opinion, the Xbox Series X still isn't an essential purchase yet. Okay, I'm going to read off a little bit of this because I'm not going to go too far into this, but here it goes. It's been 6 months since the Xbox Series X and its more affordable alternative, the Xbox Series S, officially launched. In that time, we've seen Microsoft implement some much needed improvements to its new Xbox consoles, as well as the release of some great games to take advantage of the latest hardware. We've also had the promises of some mouth-watering Xbox Series X exclusives on the horizon. But since the release of the Xbox Series X, the biggest issue for many players has simply been getting their hands on the damn thing. Between a global chip shortage, huge demand, scalpers, and the pandemic, getting a hold of an Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S isn't exactly easy. Give me 1 minute. I'm just gonna... Yeah. I can see that. I'm just gonna replay that for now. My Xbox Series X has been gathering dust in recent months. I just haven't been given a reason to actually use it. After launching the novelty of playing optimized titles on the new Xbox, I found my interest waned. I've been jonesing for a brand new Xbox Series X title to make the most of the console's sheer power, but have been left somewhat of a loss. Meanwhile, my PS5 has been a much more enticing proposition, offering the likes of Returnal, which takes full advantage of the new PlayStation hardware, and Resident Evil Village, which offers PS3 and PS5 3D audio and DualSense support that the Xbox Series X version does not, which I'm also playing on the channel. Come check me out every Thursday. I love playing Resident Evil Village. It's really cool. It's a real shame because the Xbox has all this horsepower and no room to gallop. While playing a backlog of titles on the Xbox Game Pass initially filled the void, I've now become less interested when offered the chance to play a brand new first-party PS5 game instead. And it doesn't look like that's going to change for a while yet. As I look to the months ahead of Xbox, I know that while there are some amazing titles on the distant horizon, there's not much that looks like it will encourage me to throw my PS5 to one side and jump back into the Xbox Series X. It's hammered home that the Xbox Series X seems to primarily be a vessel for Xbox Game Pass, but the given price of the vessel, I would hope that there would be something that made it a bit more than that. 6 months on, it simply doesn't feel that way. In all honesty, I kind of feel where they're getting at. The Xbox Series X and the PS5 all both the same problem. That not everything is coming out right away. There's very lack of things that draws you to the system at the moment. And to be honest, that's what also made me give up my chase for a little bit for the console. Kind of what we were looking into for our previous news piece. That there's nothing drawing me to grabbing it at the moment. There's no need. I don't need to, shell out money for something that I don't need at the moment. And I have a lot more money on my hand that I can do a lot more stuff with. Like right now, I'm looking into, getting more stuff into my system, like a new TV for my desk so I can play things a lot more closer to me. So I don't need to, keep on going back and forth between my TV and my game system and all that nonsense. And I'm looking to get new stuff for my desks to make some things a little more easier. A new microphone, some new headphones, some stuff that I can post up on my desk for me personally, so that some things of mine can be really closer to me. But that's kind of what everything kind of draws back to. That you want things to be a lot more easier. But for the gaming craze at the moment, I don't think that there's too much in the way that we need at the moment that's gonna facilitate us to having to shell out $500 to about $800 for resale for something that we're not gonna be looking forward to right at the moment. So basically, that's kind of my essential. And while we're here, I'm gonna exit replay before we go on to our next thing, which is Cyberpunk 2077. So give me one moment while here we go. Alright. Cyberpunk 2077. Cyberpunk 2077 has been one of those games where it's just like, yeah. You guys know the review of this game, come on now. Don't tell me you don't. But this is written by PCGamer.com, and this is written by Andy Chalk. And he writes, Cyberpunk 2077 has a new game director, Gabriel Amatangelo, who joined CD Projekt Red in January 2020 as a creative director, has taken over from studio head Adam Badowski. Anyway, it writes, Cyberpunk 2077 has a new game director, according to a game industry report, which says that Gabriel Amatangelo, who joined the studio in January 2020 as a creative director, has now assumed the role. Amatangelo will take over from Adam Bodinski, who is also the studio head at CD Projekt Red. The change will apparently enable Badowski to focus more on that role, which is presumably a greater priority now that the studio is moving to a multi-game development strategy. Amatangelo's hands will be full as well. Cyberpunk 2077 was in a rough shape at launch, and remains that way. You think? Despite the release of multiple patches in the months since, CD Projekt has committed to sticking with it, though the multiplayer plan has changed. But joint CEO Adam Kaczynski, I apologize if I butchered your name, said in April that the studio is convinced that we can bring the game to such a state that we can be proud of it. It delayed planned DLC updates earlier this year so it could focus on fixing the game, but promised that they will still be coming as well. This is what the current roadmap looks like. It says release, then it says hotfix 1.04, hotfix 1.05, hotfix 1.06 in 2021. There'll be patch 1.1, patch 1.2, and there's a multiplayer updates and improvements. There will be free DLCs a little bit down the line, and then free next gen console update right before the 2022 gap. So that's kind of what it's going to be looking like here. Prior to joining CD Projekt, Emma Tangel was at BioWare, where he served as design director on the Dragon Age Inquisition DLCs Trespasser and Jazz of Hakon. He also worked on Star Wars The Old Republic and The Rise of Hutt Cartel and Galactic Starfighter expansions. To be honest, I played the Jazz of Hakon DLC and the Trespasser DLC. They are beautiful. I love it. The report also indicates that I'm not even going to try to attempt to say that word just for, being culturally, messed up for it. Formerly the Quest director on Cyberpunk 2077 has stepped down and left the studio. I've reached out to CD Projekt Red for comment and will update if I receive a reply. Well, it looks like some things are in a better state of repairs now. CD Projekt Red needs to fix this game in pronto. They promised so much before the release. Teasers, everything. You had everything in hand, and yet everything came out the way it is. But I can't say that it's practically not our fault. I even got into a small little debate with one of my subscribers on my channel because of this. Because he was arguing with me about that Cyberpunk 2077, it all had to, it all fell down on the, the company. But I suggest that, everyone was to blame for this. Because everyone really was hankering for the game to come out. But then when it came out in the state it was, everyone got mad about it. But everyone asked for it to be released soon. It's like, and people were getting death threats over it too. It's like, nothing, should be said like that. No matter what you think, and no matter how you think, certain stuff can't be acceptable like that. So in all honesty, do I think everyone is a little bit, do I think that everyone has a hand in how Cyberpunk 2077 actually came to be? Yes. The game could have been pushed back a couple more months to fix the integrated problems, but also everyone could have also been a lot more patient while everything was being done as well. So I do blame the developer, but I also do blame everyone for how it turned out as well. Everyone needed to be patient. Nothing needs to be rushed. If you want a really good game, let it be good. It does not need to be, put out to their satisfaction. I think that if the game came out a little bit later, will the hype have gone off it a little bit? Yes. But do I think that it would be, worth the wait if it came out and it was absolutely pretty good? Yes. I think it's worth it. And as someone who has studied game design and someone who's studied on deadlines, believe me, they are horrid. I'm working on a deadline right now. For my school projects, school assignments, and everything, and believe me, it gets you. So, do I want Cyberpunk 2077 to actually succeed? Yes, I do. I would love it, but at the cost of everything, at least they're trying to make up for it right now. Is a little too late? I think it is. But anyway, that's about it for now. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for listening. I'm going to let this stay on screen for a little bit. What did you guys think about today's episode? Are you looking forward to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X? And which side are you on? Do you want to? Are you more into the Xbox side or the PlayStation side? Let me know. I want to hear what you guys have to say. So that's the question of the day: PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X? And let's throw it in there. Let's just throw the Nintendo Switch in there. Yeah. Anyway, but I also do want to say thank you guys so much for the well wishes on my birthday. I appreciate it. And now I'm back to my post again. I'm sitting in my little chair and I'm back to business. So stay tuned for what we have. Down in the description down below is all of our lovely and beautiful creators. Go check them all out. They are a lovely bunch of people. They are a lovely bunch of coconuts. And go check out all their stuff. Now, I want to know from you guys. Do you guys like how this setup is now, or do you prefer it another way? Tell me how you would want me to set up the gaming news. Do you want some gameplay on the screen while I'm talking about the gaming news, or which other way do you want to see it? Again, another question of the day. Let me know, because I'm always looking for improvement, and I do like that you guys have a hand in whatever I'm doing, and it makes things a lot more enjoyable when people also have their hands in it. This isn't just my pet project. I do want to have viewer interaction with all of these. So that's kind of why I look forward to talking to you guys a lot more than I do. So anyway, go check out everyone down in the description down below. Also on my personal channel, this month I've already basically finalized most of my games. But this month I'm playing Sleeping Dogs, Full Metal Alchemist, Dragon Age Inquisition, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth, which is done now, but I think you guys should still go check it out. Subnautica, Assassin's Creed 2, and I'm currently playing God of War 3 as my daily premieres. So come in, join in on the fun. The fun never needs to end when you're with the Dragon God of Gaming. So come in, and show your pride. And also, every Thursday here, I play Resident Evil 4 on Damian Dragon Plays. You guys know how we do this. Just get in, guns blazing, and hopefully I don't die by a random zombie that decides amongst itself that he wants to take a chunk out of my left butt cheek. I believe I already have my arm bitten off, so let's see how I'm doing. And that'll be this coming Thursday, so stay tuned. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you guys have a lovely day. I appreciate you guys joining me, but it's time for us to end off. Good gaming, happy hunting, and I'll see all you Dragonlings back inside the world of the gaming news. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Damian Dragon action. Whew, peace.